Attention, all members of the Restoration. This is Commander...
Hey everyone, this is Ray Carcillo, and today we are looking at Shadow Complex from the Xbox Live Arcade. Shadow Complex is a product from Chair Entertainment and Epic Games, and the best way to describe the gameplay is a mix between Bionic Commando and Metroid. A 2.5D side-scrolling shooter, Shadow Complex is the story of how a couple of hikers in the woods stumble upon an anarchist plot to overthrow the US government, starting with San Francisco. Why is it always San Francisco? Shadow Complex, Vanquish, San Francisco always gets destroyed. Anyways, the hero of our story, Jason, must rescue his girlfriend from the clutches of this unknown organization after she is captured during a hiking trip, and, in the process, defend truth, justice, and the American way by taking down the entirety of the underground complex. The story of Shadow Complex progresses extremely quickly, but this is understandable considering it's a downloadable title after all. Unfortunately, it only seems to skim the surface of a much larger plot and keeps you in the dark even after the game ends. Maybe that's why they call it Shadow Complex. Of course, the game is simply supposed to be a complement to an actual novel, and that the game is set in the universe of Orson Scott Card's Empire series, which of course was based off of Chair's original Empire intellectual property. Nice to see Epic Games encouraging us all to read more by making us go out and get a book to help flesh out a larger plot to their game. Got to love the intermediate promotion there. The game is probably a maximum of 10 hours worth of gameplay if you go through the training mode and set the story mode to the highest difficulty level. Otherwise, if you just blow through the story mode and gather a decent amount of collectibles, you can complete the game in about 4 to 5 hours. The gameplay is smooth for the most part, but the 2.5D aspect with enemies coming out of corridors that you yourself cannot enter makes it difficult to know who or what you're aiming at most of the time, and makes the aiming system feel more clumsy than I prefer. Later in the game, as you unlock a variety of special weapons and upgrades though, you'll be able to mix and match a lot of these great items, and this will make dispatching the enemies in new and creative ways a constant thrill. Another interesting aspect of Shadow Complex is that there are multiple methods to solve each problem to try to break away from the game's inherent linearity. If you can't find the jump boost, you can make a bridge out of the foam shot. If you lack the grappling hook, you might be able to run up a curved wall with the speed boost. These non-linear aspects to the gameplay is a nice change considering how linear side-scrollers traditionally are, and this aspect pays tribute to some others that broke the mold like, again, Bionic Commando and Metroid. For a downloadable title, the game is surprisingly pretty to look at as well. Greatly detailed environments and enemy models shine through on the Xbox 360. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound nearly as good as it looks. A lack of overall music is a disappointment, and the few times it comes in, it actually shocks you out of the illusion of the game because it's so rare. Add in cheesy, over-the-top voice acting, and you might as well just play this with the mute button on. Another disappointing aspect of the game is that it lacks a lot of replay value. Once you beat the story, you're more apt to go and find one of the novels probably than to try to go through this story again, unless you're a hardcore completionist and want to find every item and upgrade possible. Beyond that, there really isn't a lot to bring you back to Shadow Complex. Aside from this lack of replayability, Shadow Complex is a very good side-scrolling shooter with a minimal amount of flaws beyond the occasional glitch with the aim mechanics. If you're a fan of the original Metroid or Bionic Commando games, then Shadow Complex would be a more than worthy purchase on Xbox Live, even if still at its original selling price of $15 or 1,200 Microsoft points.
No, clear!